Hi, welcome back to my channel, guys. Okay, so I'm trying to get you guys used to like new things, seeing me not in my PJs, fully dressed, looking decent instead of just always looking like I'm ready to go to bed. And I come in and quickly, talk about the progress that I've had so far this week. It is Tuesday, March 24th. Yesterday was my dad's birthday. So we went and had a little bit of fun. We ate out, and instead of like instantly coming home and crocheting, I came home and got in the bed. That was about close to 8:30 by the time we left the restaurant. Either way, I came home and I got in the bed. So no crocheting got done yesterday. I have crocheted today. So far, just based on me being on my lunch and now I'm off work, but I've been sitting in the car for a while. I have crocheted on this market bag. So I think I'm finally like about to be done, but I think I only got like probably 9 more rows of mesh left. I think I got like 9 more rows of mesh. That's a good bit of mesh done. Anyway, so I'll be finally putting on, I think, the second roll of yarn. Other than that, I have no progress, other than what y'all seen in the last video. Tonight, I have the, Grogu's heads are halfway finished. Like, the heads are done. I just need to do the bodies of the plushies. So I think tonight we're going to try to knock out as many of those as I can. And by as many of those as I can, like, I'm at least wanting to get halfway done before I call it a night. And I'm probably going to call it a night a lot earlier than normal. I'm planning on trying to wake up early and get to work a lot earlier than I have been. I used to get to work at least 30 minutes early, and lately I've just been getting there like 5 minutes, 3 minutes right before I have to be there. So I'm going to try to get back into that routine this week and see how that goes. It's something about being like the very first person to work. It like takes off some anxiety. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. I get in, I can, take my time getting ready. I don't feel like I have to rush and get ready. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get back into that routine. And not just that, but it also helps with my boyfriend. Like, if I'm early to work, then he's early to work. If I decide to go to bed early, then he'll sometimes go to bed early. And like, we kind of like ping pong off of each other like that. So I want to make our schedules a lot better than what it has been this week. We haven't been late, but we could do a whole lot better as far as work is concerned. But yeah, so far my plan is the Grogu's get at least half of that done.
45, and I was finally able to add in my new products, and this is as far as I got. Right? Is that what it was? Can't remember. But all of them are super cute.
All right, guys, it is Thursday, March 25th. I have not recorded tonight. I just kind of I did take a nap, but I got up around, was it 8 o'clock? It was 8:40-ish when I got out the bed. Like, I was awake, but I just laid around for a while. So it was almost 9 o'clock when I got started. It is currently 10:34, so it is time for me to start wrapping up and getting ready for tomorrow. So just wanted to let you guys know how much progress I got done tonight. So I finished not seven tonight. Last night I had 2 done completely. So I finished 5 tonight. So I have 7 in total done. I ran out of this brown color. Like, I only had a little bit left and it wasn't going to be enough to start one. So I've switched over now and I'm going to do the rest in this dark brown color. And honestly, I'm kind of digging the dark brown a lot more than the light brown. So this honestly might be the color I stick with going forward, because just look at it, like, compared to this one. Like, yeah, I don't know, like, this looks more like a leather coat, but like this is more, it just gives a little bit of like elegance to it. So like, I like the darker brown. Going forward, I might keep the darker brown. I might not go back to tan, just because like this looks really good. I really like it. I can't wait to see how it looks when I put the ears on them. So that leaves me with only 3 more that I have to make tomorrow. And it shouldn't take me long. I think I'm counting that it's almost about 20 something minutes of me doing just the brown colors. So it's not really that long. Yeah, I'm so excited. I am still moving a lot slower. I think we are at the 3-week mark, including this week. So I think we only have like 2 full weeks. No, we still have 3 full weeks. We have next week, we have the week after that, and then the week of it leading into it. So I still have 3 full weeks. The problem is that I am still going very slow, and I have like so many things that I need to make. Specifically my huge giant size plushies. I really probably need to go ahead and start on those, because if I need to order yarn, I need to go ahead and order that next week. Since next week is pay week for me, I'll need to order it next week so that it can get here in time so that I can make them for the market. So that might be something I start on this weekend, is the big stuff. I still have some leftover yarn from the last time I made those purchases for the giant size plushies. Like, I have a bunch of off the wall colors that I don't even know what I'm going to do with, because I don't think I have enough to make a giant, my usual giant plushies. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's not really that big of a deal right now. The only thing I'm really worried about, though, is trying to get as many of these smaller items done. So I will be trying to start on leggy frogs tomorrow. Probably won't finish leggy frogs until Saturday. And I don't know if I'm going to try to stuff them as I make them, or make them first and then go back and stuff them and sew them up. I don't know what would be quicker. So we will see. Right now, that's something I can worry about tomorrow. It's been somewhat productive, but productivity is very slow. And then there's like, there's new plushies I wanted to try to make, but can't make them if I'm not getting through with what's on this list. And there's probably some things on this list that I probably just need to give up hope for because the patterns might take too long. Like just to make one might take too long. I know for sure next week I'm probably going to need to go to Walmart and buy whatever white Bernat they have in stock, because I do have to do cows. So I have one cow made, like the pieces made for it, but I just need to make the head and the body. And then I want to do 3 more cows on top of that. So I know I'm going to need to buy probably 3 to 4 rolls of Bernat. I'm going to wait and see how many. If I can get to cows this weekend, that would be great, but I don't know. Because I have that cardigan I'm trying to make, and then I want to make another cardigan. Like, it's a lot. And I want to have some wearables there, like jackets there. Just because I like to show off the range that I have. Like, I already have some crop tops that I can show off. So I'm not really worried too much about crop tops. Plus, I figure crop tops will do better like completely in the summer. So yeah, after I do the leggy frogs, it's gonna be time for me to do the cows. So I'll know probably by the end of this weekend how many of everything I need. So I'm not too worried. Try not to be too stressed out. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. We'll start back tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be Thursday, so it's not completely the end of the week, but it's almost there. So we'll just see how much I can get done tomorrow as far as the last Yodas. We're gonna start on leggy frogs tomorrow, and I usually try to keep at least 12 leggy frogs. Keep in mind, last year I brought 12 leggy frogs. I sold half of that. I don't think I brought as many leggy frogs to the Oktoberfest, and I ended up having to make a leggy frog for a little boy while I was there. So, all right, guys. So it is currently Friday, March 27th. I barely did any crocheting today. I got 2 froggies done on my lunch, and I just stuffed them and closed them up. So I got 2 little frogs done. And then I also just finished the last 3 of the Yodas, so they're almost ready. I got to go back at a later date and do their ears. So I'm at least done with that. I'm done with that, and I can mark that off my list. So tomorrow I'll spend time doing my frogs. I got 2 completely done, and this guy is started. So I'll pick up on this guy tomorrow. I am also going to get my nails done, so I'll be taking this set off, and I'll have a new set tomorrow. So that's good. But yeah, it's gonna be a day because I gotta figure out if I can, like, I want to see if I can get all of the frogs done tomorrow. As far as, like, I still have to go back and do their mouths, but I want to get them, have their eyes on, sewed up, stuffed, all of that, before, by the end of tomorrow. So, all right, guys, it is currently Saturday. It is 1:09. I have been back from the nail salon for a while. I got purple. This color is called Gothic Grape. I absolutely love it. Yeah, so I came back home, put the roast on, so it's currently in the crock pot, and then I saw that the farmers market has put up their applications for this summer. So I submitted my application for that, and then I sent it to my sister so she can submit her application as well. And then she called me, and then my other sister called me, so I've been on the phone for a while. Barely any work has gotten done. I finished 1 purple frog, and this is the first green one that I finished. So yeah, I have not done much today, but we now have 5 frogs, which means I just need to make 7 more. So hopefully I can get all 7 done today. That's the goal, is to get all 7 done today. That way tomorrow I can start on something else and hopefully get done with those in a lot shorter time. My biggest concern is just making sure that if I don't get all of them made, I'd like to at least get halfway done. And so halfway done would be 1 more. So we're going to get halfway done with the frogs today. And then we'll figure out how much more is left. The crazy thing is that I'm just moving a lot slower. So, and that's okay. So the good thing about the farmers market is that they're planning on starting at the very end of May. So the last Saturday of May. I have been crocheting since like the second to last week of March. And I will be crocheting up until the market in April 18th. So this is going to let me know how much I need to go ahead and start prepping for the summer. This year, my goal, because I'm in school, and I don't know how many times I've said that over the past couple of videos, but because I'm in school, I kind of want to like make enough of everything so that there isn't really a chance that I'm going to sell out from one week to another. And that way I have time to do both schoolwork and crochet this summer. As y'all know, these classes are a lot, I wouldn't say they're harder, but you have to be very diligent in your research and what you're putting in the assignments in order to get the grades. And the grading scale is different. It's not a 10-point grading scale, which makes it a little bit slightly more challenging to keep those grades that are going to be good. I can't get below a C in these classes. I don't think I can, at least. So I have to keep a B average in all of my classes, and I'm doing pretty good right now. Like, I did perfect on the last quiz. So my grade is like point something away from being an A. So I'm doing good. We have 4 weeks left we have 4 weeks left of school. So I'm pretty stoked. I said all of that to say I'm pretty stoked about school being over, but it does make me nervous about summer school because you have less weeks. You have 4 weeks for each summer session, basically, and you're trying to cram all of those assignments, all of that knowledge in 4 weeks, on top of doing the farmer's market and stuff like that. Like, I don't see how there will be enough time for me to have the usual stock count. Now, I might be stressing out about it too soon. Like, we could probably start class and I realize, oh, it's not going to be that hard. It might not be that difficult to do both. Or I can start class and realize, hey, I might need to think about sitting out for this market season, which I really hate to do because that's the main time my business makes money, is during the farmer's market. I haven't yet quite figured out how to convert, online sales to be where I want them to be. So yeah, I would miss out on making money for this year if I don't do it. So I'm currently just trying to make sure I have enough stock for the summer. I don't think I'll be able to do like a duplicate of what I'm trying to make for cross tie, but I'm gonna get close. I'm probably gonna at least do half of each category of plushies that I want to bring. That way I would have still a good huge variety. Normally during the summer, last year was our third year. Last year was our third year. We did our first summer in 2023. So this is our fourth summer. This will be our fourth summer. So yeah, last year sales kind of slacked off during the summer and sales were not as great as the first year, my second year, but I think I actually made a little bit more money in the second year than I did the first year. But last summer, I also realized that I didn't keep as wide of a variety. And sometimes I didn't have, like towards the end, I really didn't have enough, if that makes sense. Like, I was just barely making stuff. Like, people have been used to seeing a good bit of plushies or me having a good bit of plushies. Like, my first year I had backups of stuff in totes sometimes, and it wasn't many backups, it's just 1 or 2. So this year, that's kind of what I want to do. I just want to make enough that if within the first 2 hours a bunch of people, buy a bunch of plushies, well, I still have a lot left. It's basically the goal. So I don't want to sell out, but I do want to have enough. Where people are basically saying if you sell out, that means that your prices aren't high enough, and if you're not selling enough, that means your prices are too high. So I might want to change my prices because I think I did change my prices in year 2. And year 3 didn't really go that well, but I can't really compare the pricing and how I sold if I was not contributing. Like, the effort of things that I made was just not of the same quality as year 2. So I don't want to change my prices yet. I kind of want to see how things go this summer. And that's definitely been on my mind because when I did my taxes, I was not impressed when I realized I didn't sell as much last year as I did in year 2. And a lot of that, even with me getting like those online sales with giant size plushies and stuff like that, my market season was not as great as the year before. And I think that's really because I started dragging in production. Like, I started being content with only having a certain amount. And I think that is going to make the difference this year, is if I just go back to having that mindset I had those first 2 years. And probably I also need to try new patterns. I did the same patterns each week last year, nothing new. So I want to bring back some of those patterns I haven't had since year 1. And then I have new patterns that I've never done that I will be trying to do. They take a little bit longer. That's why I haven't done them. But again, I have to try to bring something new to the table. A lot of these people, I have repeat customers during the summer. So why would they come and buy something from me that they've seen for the past 3 years? You get what I'm saying? So just having new stuff, just trying to find ways to stay fresh would be good. And I said all of that to come to that very small conclusion, but I've been thinking a lot about personal growth and how to like grow this year. I don't want this to be like any other year. Like, I desperately want to try to figure out how to take off a little bit better this year. So yeah, I'm pushing myself to make sure I get stuff done each week or every couple of days. Like, I spent too long this week on the Yodas. I don't want to spend all weekend on the frogs. I want to be done with frogs by the end of today. I want it to be halfway done with another category by the end of tomorrow. So it's a little give and take. So I gotta put my mind to it and try to see what I can get done.
It's part of the business, and it's very important that they talk about. They gotta understand that, but why should you tell them that? Here's the thing: it's part of the business that people talk negatively about you. This is how the business is, and if you take the check for the building time, if you cash the check, you'll agree with. Hey, at any moment, Amber, you are my favorite, most entertaining, cool, most entertaining YouTuber. You are amazing, very young. I like that alongside with TV. The moment never happened, but it could in the future. But I don't think so. Here's the thing: Amber, when people speak negatively about you, you have choices. Here's one: don't respond. Ignore them. So the more people talk about it, the more you can understand that this whole fake fun with her, that's not there right now. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's all drama. By the way, it's like a very long line drama show here. Just showing the drama that's happening in Help Amber, what's the matter? You can't control your own show and entertain your own show without giving people most back of love. It's these people in you
Alright guys, so this is officially frog number 12. So I'll go back later in the upcoming weeks and put the faces on, but they're finished for now. So now we get to move to cows. I at least want to try to make 4 of those butt cheek cows. So I have one piece, like I have the pieces for one pink cow already like made, so between tonight and tomorrow I'll get started on that one, and then I will see how far those 2 rolls of white will take me. I don't know if I'll be able to do all of the cows or not, but we'll see. But that's going to be like 2 more rolls of yarn coming off my shelf, so I'm super excited. This whole thing has been fun to see how much yarn I'm using, and I'm able to put out new yarn, and it's just been amazing. But it is currently 10:22, so this might be all I do tonight. Anything else that I do will get recorded tomorrow, and then that will be it for this vlog, guys. We're almost there. We are almost to the halfway mark, so that's pretty nice. Tomorrow we'll get a total and see how many plushies I've prepped in the past 2 weeks. So that's gonna be exciting. All right, guys, it's currently Sunday, March 29th. So I just finished my homework. It is 7:34. I know what's next is supposed to be cows, but I'm wondering if I should probably just start on my dinos next. Cows can take a little bit of a long time because there's so many pieces to do, but they need to get done. And I only need to do 4. I'm just worried about like spending so much time tonight on something that it wouldn't hurt. So I'll go ahead and I'll get started on cows for tonight. Knock out as much of the pieces as I can, and then I'll turn around, and if I have some time later, I can do some dinosaurs. So I haven't had dinos in almost 2 years. So it's gonna be nice to have some dinos again. Especially, I'm very upset because I can't find the pattern I was using before. And I really like that pattern more, because even though like you had to go in and do the legs separate and sew them on, and do the spikes on the back separate and sew that on, in the tail, even though you had those pieces to do, like the way it turned out, I like the way it looked. I'm now using another dino pattern, and I don't like it that much. So I think I have enough yarn to probably do 2 cows. So I'll go ahead and do those, or start on those tonight, and then if I have time we can work on some dinos. Alright, so real quick, how I like to market prep the cows, because they do have a lot of pieces, right, is if I know how many I'm gonna make, I'll do like the arms first, and then I'll do 1 leg, because you know when you do the second leg you're tying it around to make the body. So I'll do those pieces, the ears, the horns, I'll do everything first, and then I'll start on the body and the head. So right now I only have the pieces for 1 cow, and it's gonna be a pink cow. I think I have 1 red ear, so I know I need to make the pieces for a red cow. And then I was like, you know what, let's try some off the wall colors. So I think I'm gonna make the pieces for a blue one, and then I can either do traditional black, or I can switch to some brown, because I have a lot of this, I still have a lot of this demi pearl, and this might be a nice try to try this at 4 cow. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think those are the 4 colors that I'm going to use for a cow. Like I said, I only have 2 rolls of white, so I won't probably be able to make like the whole bodies, but the pieces that I have together and whatever I can get accomplished tonight, I'll just go ahead and do it. I'll do the rest, like the bodies and all that stuff, once I get more white yarn. And this is pay week, so I should be able to go get some white yarn at the end of this week. So I'm very excited. And then we have Easter Friday coming up, so this coming Friday I will be able to crochet after my doctor's appointment, because I do have a doctor's appointment, but I'll be able to crochet that Friday. And I don't know if I have homework, so we'll have to see about that this week too, because I might want to go ahead and get my homework done as early in the week as I can, so that I can just have the weekend to completely work. But anyway, tonight we're just going to go ahead and make as many pieces for the cows as I possibly can. I got the first one started, so we need to just start all of the other ones.
Time to make a folded hemp like we normally do, but we could probably just do the regular straight down beanie that does not have a folded brim, and I think that will be fine. Which, I'm gonna have to go back and look at the pattern, because I don't remember how long we're supposed to make this before we decrease. Okay, like, yes, 7 or 8 inches. But we have the perfect amount of yarn for a little silk cap. She's pretty much all of the
right, guys, so it's currently it's currently 10:09. I've gotten all of the pieces, including the color, up to the color change for the second leg. So when I get ready to start on the bodies, I can just do the white part and then join it and then create the body. So I got all of that done or prepped for all 4 cows. And then I have, I think I have one more row. This is the first body that I've done. So I think this is it as far as, almost it, as far as this first body. So I just have to do 3 more bodies, 4 heads, and I'll be done. So yeah, I haven't made the muzzles or the horns for the other 3, but again, that's stuff that I plan on doing later on at a later time because it just won't take as long. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that right now, but that is going to be enough it for this video. So if you guys enjoyed this video and want to continue watching me market prep for the next couple weeks, I think we still have 3 weeks of market prep. If y'all want to watch that or crochet along with me, please feel free to subscribe. Also, if you like this video, it helps push out my content to other people. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I can get another one up this week, but I'll see y'all later.